words have the power of a life and death behind them. And that's why I try and use my words to bring and give life, to communicate the love I have for myself and for the world. My thoughts may run crazy. I may have, and I do have, lots of crazy thoughts. My chance to act on my thoughts comes most easily from what I say. I can think bad things, and I can think good things. And the words I choose to speak are my chance to exercise my choice of which thoughts I bring to life and which thoughts I allow to die, to slip away and to fade. I've had a lot of thoughts this morning, many positive, many negative, and thankfully I have a lot of healthy routines that have kept me out of being in the majority of the negative this morning. That said, I've still had plenty of negative thoughts, and these are some of the first words I've said today. These are some of the first words that I've communicated. These are some of the first words that I've actually acted on out of my thoughts. And I try and bring loving, positive, happy thoughts and words into existence.
James chapter 3, verse 8. James has the picture of a snake in his mind when he talks about the tongue. And listen to this. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison. And the first thing I want you to notice, he says the tongue can no man tame. That word tame was a particular word which was used to describe the taming of wild and ferocious beasts. For instance, it's the very word we would use to describe the taming of a lion, or the taming of a tiger, or the taming of a bear, a wild, ferocious beast. And what's really interesting, it's the same word we find over in Mark chapter 5 and verse 4 when the Bible describes the demoniac of Gadara. And the Bible says this man was so demonized that no man could tame him. It is exactly the same word. This was a man that could not be tamed, which implies that those that had tried to help this demoniac had brought in wild animal tamers. And people that were successful with bears and lions and tigers and the most ferocious of beasts, who could domesticate them and turn them into pets, they had no success with this man that was demon-possessed. No man could domesticate him. No man could bring him under control. No man could tame him. Now the very same phrase is used here in James 3 verse 8 to describe your tongue and my tongue. But the tongue can no man tame. Our tongue is just as wild, just as uncontrollable as the demoniac of Gadara. Nobody could tame him, and nobody can tame the tongue. Think of the times that you've sat in a chair in the middle of a conversation and you've said to yourself, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. And all of a sudden, bam, you said it. Oh. After you told yourself you weren't going to say it. Why? Because the tongue is so hard to tame. In fact, look what the rest of the verse says. It says, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison.
I can't stand her. Can't you move any faster?
Her cooking makes me sick.
Can't the weatherman ever get it right?
I really hate politicians.
This is ridiculous. Get out of the way.
I come home from a long day at work, and the house is a wreck.
It's called deodorant.
How hard is your job?
Mind your own business.
I'm defriending him on Facebook.
I hate to mow the lawn.
Epic failure.
She stinks at her job. They should just fire her.
I can't believe my kids never listen to me.
My parents never let me do anything. All my friends get to do it.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits.